Hey guys, ICRC83 here, back with another comparison. This time of two monster 8 scale RC truck tires, both from JConcepts. We've got the Magmas and the Choppers. If you've ever wondered the differences between these two beasts, check out the video. So if you've watched my channel for a while, you've definitely seen me run these JConcepts Magmas before. They are massive tires, super grippy and super amazing for flips and traction. However, these choppers are brand new to me. They look amazing and I've always wanted to get them. So now that I have them, I want to compare these two. Before we go too far into this, it's important to note that these are the 8th scale versions of these tires. I think they're more commonly known as the 5th scale version, where these is massive Magmas or Choppers. But a lot of people don't realize they also come in a 6S version. So that's what I'm reviewing here today, but most of what I'm going to say is also going to apply to the 5th scale, just a lot bigger. I'll run through some of the key differences between the tires, and then we'll take them out for some testing. So starting with the obvious, the tread pattern. The Magmas feature a horizontal tread pattern that's very tall. Given how wide these blocks of rubber are on the tread, it's almost like a paddle tire. And I've used them in a ton of different terrain settings, including most recently on snow and ice. And there they gripped like crazy too. You'll notice on these choppers, they have a squared off lug pattern on the tread that's much smaller. There's actually different size squares in here with some bigger and smaller versions. The sidewall is a little more grippy, I would say. It's got this X pattern along it. They both have the same wheel, and that wheel is a complete beadlock wheel, front and rear. And what that does is keep this big heavy rubber tire on. So there's no re-gluing needed. You've got this thing so securely fastened that it's not going anywhere. So you can see here on this 6S EXB Kraton how they look. They've both got a slightly different look, but both incredibly aggressive. Interestingly, for price, for whatever reason, these are listed at $67.50 for two. And these Magmas are listed at $60 for two. That's the current prices in the US right now. At the time you're watching this video, that may change, so go ahead and check out the links in the description below for the current price. But you can realize there, whichever one you get, these are not cheap. And now for the weight, something that many of you are probably curious about. It's no secret that these tires are very heavy. These are well known for being heavy, and many people are worried about getting these tires, either one of these, because they're hard on the truck given the weight. And I will say that is true. They are hard on the driveline and they're hard on the motors in terms of heat. But I will be honest guys, I haven't had a ton of problems with it except for a couple diff issues. But Kratons in general definitely are known for diff issues. So it's not super easy to prove that it was due to this, but I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no difference, because I'm sure it's harder on the truck. The cool part is that they handle so amazingly that even if you brake, you're just going to get better jumps, better landings. I just think you're going to have a more fun time, and for me that was worth it. So anyway, let's get back to the weighing. What I often like to do is have a control group. This is your typical Kraton tire, the Copperhead 2. These are very lightweight, so it's not going to be anywhere close. But this is coming in at 12.3 ounces. All right, 12.3 ounces, that's a traditional tire. You're going to see how much this is going to go up here with the choppers. Okay, 1 pound, 2.2 ounces. So about 6 ounces more, give or take. And let's see how much heavier these are. So about 2 ounces more, but then you times it by 4, that adds up to 8 ounces, and right there you've got a half a pound more. So that is actually pretty significant. I'll be interested to see how much these balloon in comparison with that. These Magmas do balloon a lot, and for me, I actually don't mind it because it really tends to rotate the truck very easily in the air. These might do the same, probably a little less. According to JConcepts, they're designed for really any surface, but specifically loose surfaces or even asphalt. And because of this flat edge here and so many different lugs, it can have sort of a wide grip pattern for asphalt. Magmas, on the other hand, are built for rough stuff on really any surface, but the difference being that they're really not probably as geared for hard packed surfaces. And just for fun to show you guys, this is in comparison with the famous D-Boots backflip tire to see the tread pattern difference. Quite a few upgrades as compared to the what now looks like a more basic tire when you look at the backflips. This chopper feels more stiff. It's a little harder to squeeze. This Magma is very flexible and soft. These choppers were inspired by some of their race tires at JConcepts. And if you look at a race tire like this, I suppose you can see where they're getting that. A very tight knit knobby type tire, and this is just the same with a much bigger squared off lug. But same concept. Whereas this Magma is almost modeled after something like this, a full-on paddle tire. So these run 17 millimeter hexes, and you can see here that these have a removable hex adapter. So that's nice because in the past these weren't readily available online, and now they are. I see them on AMain's website here. They're in stock online for $11.99 here. I'll have a link in the description through AMain for those as well. So now let's take them out and rip them around and see how they handle on different surfaces. So I decided that snow or shine, I'm gonna test these out. And as you can see, it snowed. So I got it on 2 different trucks, but they're both on 6S and pretty comparable. So both stock motors and ESCs. We're gonna do first a little road test just to see how they perform on road and kind of see how much they balloon. I'll start with the choppers. Try not to wheelie this too much. Yeah, so they definitely balloon. Oh. They grip well. That's the thick powder there. Now let's switch the camera and try it on these Magmas. So these are the Magmas on the road. These choppers definitely are much easier to control on the asphalt. They just grip actually like crazy. I was surprised by that. But you can see here when I punch it that they really do balloon quite a bit in the front, so much so that I kind of lost control. The Magmas balloon even more. Much harder to control on hard surfaces, given that really soft feel of the rubber as well as the really tall tread. Oh. This thing just shred through this soft snow. So these Magmas definitely rip in the thick stuff. They grip, and that is some pretty thick snow over there, guys. Very powdery, very thick. So that was impressive. We'll see what those choppers can do. Super too deep. Yeah, it's too deep out here. Well, I think the Magmas definitely do a little better in the super deep stuff. But this is just unfair. Look at this. Yeah, that's nuts. It's great for this hard pack though. And I really want to test these out in the dirt, but a little less steep snow would be fun too. I wanted to flip, but I don't know if I have it in me. Look at this powder. This looks beautiful. It's super deep snow. These Magmas are, oh, low voltage cutoff. This is impossible. Look at that. Everything's jacked up. I need 8S for this. Definitely need a bigger truck for this deep of snow. So there it is, guys. These two tires are both behemoths. They're so tough and aggressive with that tread pattern and that bead lock around the rim. And although they're expensive and they're heavy, to me, they're worth it. So it's up to you which of the two you prefer. But in future videos, I definitely need to get it out on some dirt, some dry dirt ideally, but maybe even some mud or some grass, and test it out on some other surfaces like that. We'll have to wait on that, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and hype button. If you think you might be interested in picking up either of these tires, check out the affiliate links in the description where you can buy them. It doesn't cost you any extra money, and it actually helps out the channel quite a bit if you click those links. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.